I keep telling you, man, y'all gotta be smarter out there in that dating world. Y'all gotta check this out.
So after I posted the first video about my brother, he called me and said, quote, "You don't even know the half of it." Then he sent me these. This is a different girl, not the one from last time. She sent him this. I'm reading it word for word. "I'm not in a place to date right now. I need to focus on myself. You deserve someone who can give you 100%. This man took her on 7 dates.
Damn.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
7, 3 dinners, 2 coffee dates, took her axe throwing, and drove 45 minutes to go to a farmer's market she wanted to go to. 45 minutes one way, he paid for everything, didn't even flinch. He said he genuinely liked this girl. So he respects it. Doesn't double text, doesn't beg, just says, "I understand, take care of yourself." 4 days later, she's in a relationship on Facebook.
Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay. All right.
Hard launch with a guy she was seeing the entire time. And then 3 weeks later, she texts him, "And I wish I was making this up. Oh my God, how are you still single? Me and Tyler broke up. He was so toxic. I miss our little dates." Our little dates? You mean the 7 free dinners, the farmer's market? You miss being funded? You were never focusing on yourself. You were keeping my brother on standby while you test drove somebody else. And then when that didn't work out, you came back to the ATM.
Now, let me just say, this is the internet, so I don't know if this lady is making up this story or not, but what she is talking about happens all the time. And this is what I keep telling you men about. A lot of you men are okay with this. Date as many men as you want. I'm going to keep spending my time and money, and hopefully she choose me. The problem with that style of dating is this right here. What happens when you are 7 or 8 dates into it and she decides to go with the other guy? What happens in that situation? Now you're just sitting there looking crazy. See, that's the part they don't talk about. What if they don't choose you? What are you going to do then? When you're out there accepting that I'm going to date as many men as I want and you're going to have to win me over, you got to be prepared for this. Do whatever you want to do. Just don't get mad when you're 10 dates in and a couple $1,000s in the hole and she hits you up with that text message talking about, "I think we're just better as friends." Because if you think these women care about your time, your money, your energy, planning these dates and driving across town, if you think they care about any of that, you are out of your mind. When a woman is in that stage, they're not thinking about what this is doing to you. They're out there having fun. This is why anytime you see a woman online talking about dating multiple men, it's always a blast for them because they're not paying for anything. They're trying different restaurants, going on different adventures, and it is all being funded by guys like this. And a lot of these situations, these women don't even really want anything serious. They're doing it just for the experience. And I don't care how much money I got. I refuse to put myself in that situation. And I know some of you are thinking, well, these women are dating other men anyways. Even if they tell you they're only dating you, they're dating other women. I'm not stupid. I know that. But what I am saying is if a woman is coming out blatantly telling you, "I'm dating other men," like the restaurant, "I got 5 guys," and you're still out there giving her the royal crown treatment, you're crazy to me. That to me is a fool's mission. I would prefer to date a woman who is only dating me in that moment. And believe it or not, men, there are some women out there who still like dating kind of the old school way, where you're just dating one guy at a time. I prefer to date one of those women. Now, of course, I can get lied to and she can tell me she's only dating me and she's dating other men, but that's the same chance I'm going to take if I'm out there dating a woman and she says she's not in a relationship. And come to find out later on, she was in a relationship and she's married. So it's the same thing, but I'm going to choose from the pool of women who only want to date the way I want to date, which is one at a time. And that's the only situation I would feel comfortable investing my time, energy, and money. Now, of course, I'm not talking about if you're just out there dating for play. That's something totally different. I'm talking about if you're out there looking for the type of woman you're going to be with, this is the way I want to date. And if they say they're one of these people who only want to date one at a time, just pay attention to them. If they're always busy on the weekends, they're lying. If they can't talk at night, they're lying. If their text message patterns switch up on nights and weekends, they're lying. Now, if you run across a woman and she says she's dating 5 or 6 other guys, that's fine if you want to keep dating her, but I would suggest keeping it simple. Because to me, spending your time planning dates, coming up with these elaborate plans just to try to impress her, knowing she's going to be going on multiple dates in that same week with different guys, and there's a good chance that one of those guys are going to be digging in them guts, that doesn't sit well with me. But y'all don't have to listen to me. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. Just know if you decide to go out there and play this game that these women want you to play, you're on your own. That's all I'm saying.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm fully convinced now after being married for almost 12 years, men just don't think like women. I left a little bit ago just to go get a pedicure. Wasn't gone long, like an hour. I get home, my kids are outside playing, which is fine. It's a beautiful day. And I walk into my husband is asleep on the couch. Okay, my mind when I'm home by myself with the kids, for one, is to not go to sleep because if there's an emergency, if something happens to them outside playing, I don't want to be caught sleeping. Or if I had an emergency while I was out getting a pedicure, heaven forbid I got in a wreck and I needed my husband, because I did try to call him and he didn't answer. So, yeah, they don't think.
Ma'am, he fell asleep. He fell asleep. He wasn't sitting there smoking crack. He fell asleep. He took a nap. That's it. That's all he did. What's happening right now? So he can't take a nap? His body shuts down and he's supposed to just stay up. I am so confused by this video. The man fell asleep. He didn't fall asleep while cooking. He just was on the couch watching TV, most likely trying to stay up, but he fell asleep. We don't know his work schedule. The man could have worked 80 hours and this was his only day off, and you're mad because he fell asleep? I fell asleep on the toilet once when my daughter was watching SpongeBob. Does that mean I'm a bad father? Honestly, I don't even know what to do with this. This is what complaining just to have something to complain about looks like. And when she files for divorce in a couple years, this is gonna be one of those little things that he was doing to drive her crazy. But this is the type of stuff that really makes me happy that I'm not married. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I don't want to deal with this. This is insane.
I feel like I have to preface this by saying, like, I love my dad, but my mom once told me this story about how she, went on a date with this guy who, from the story, I would just compare him to Russell Wilson, okay? And she told me at the end of that story that she felt at the end of that date that this guy was corny. Now, black people, black women, we know how really the good men get the corny stereotype. Cool, whatever, whoop-de-whoop. My dad, bad boy, off the hook, off the hinges. Cool, him and my mom, they get together, they live their life, they have me, my brother, my sister, and life is alright. Until the reality of children sets in and everything continues to go downhill. Now, I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness, so this guy also went to our Jehovah's Witness church, what was called church. He went to our church, and later on, we all witnessed this guy get married, treat his wife beautifully, they had a beautiful baby, they had a beautiful family, they looked like they were filled with so much love and so much joy. And at the same time that their family was starting, my parents were separating. It is not funny. I'm not making fun of my parents. It's just how poetic that moment was. And it genuinely spoke to me so loud as a kid. And I was like, wow.
Now let me tell you the rest of the story. Her father and her mother gets divorced. The mother goes out there and spends another couple years dating the bad boy, then finally realized those men aren't the men you need to be trying to start a family with. So she finally decides she needs to go back to the Russell Wilson type dude she left in the first place, because she sees this guy every week at church with the family and the kids, and she realized that is what she's been wanting her whole life. But because now she has multiple kids and she's older, that man is a lot harder to find. And even if she does find that man, she's so bitter, battered, and broken from all of those bad dudes. If she does run across that man, she's not going to do anything but run him off, because she isn't going to know what to do with him. So then she's going to grab her phone and start making TikToks about how bad dating is for women in their 40s and their 50s. And of course, she's going to put all of the blame on the men. Her being single has nothing to do with her. And even though she raised some great kids and maybe she's successful in her career, she's still missing the one thing that she's wanted her whole life, which is the relationship she could have had with the Russell Wilson type dude in the first place. The end. Now, of course, I don't know if that's the real story, but that's how I see it playing out in my head. The point of me sharing this video is I believe this is the story of a lot of women out there. They had the dude, he was right there, but because they thought he was corny, or because he didn't have that edge, or because he didn't have that swag, they didn't date him, they throw him in the friend zone, use him, waste his time, whatever. And then later on in life, they start realizing that all of the stuff that they wanted or they've been waiting for, all of that stuff means absolutely nothing when it comes to choosing somebody to have kids with and spending the rest of your life with. Now, the one positive about this whole story was the other lady realized it and she married him and ended up having a happy life with a good family. But this is what I believe happened to a lot of women, and they're online right now giving you all these excuses on why they're single and why they can't find a good man, when the fact is, like we've always said, you probably already had him and you didn't want him. But hey, I'm just some guy on the internet. I could be wrong. Please like the video and leave a comment. I love listening to what you guys have to say. And don't forget to hit that hype button, because it really helps me out with the algorithm and I really do appreciate it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.